Raj, you must be absolutely delighted with the selection of Tom Haines in the England Lions squad. First one from the First Class Cricket Academy stable.
Absolutely, and I just wish him all the best, and I sincerely hope that he does well and is able to fulfill his dream of opening the batting for the country.
When he first started at First Class Cricket Academy, could you believe he would be where he is now?
I wouldn't say that I would have thought that he was going to go and play for England at that point, but he was different. There are certain mannerisms and the way he behaved, how he took on information, his personality profile was different. So he obviously had very sound fundamentals quite early on and was prepared to work and was ready to receive information. He was never the ants in pants character, and I took him on a tour of India once, and there I learned a lot about him, and it was a tough experience for him, but over those 7 or 10 days, I think I learned a lot about him, which would suggest that this guy is definitely going to go and play first class cricket at least.
Tom is just one of 14 from the academy who have all played first class cricket or senior women's county cricket or senior men's county cricket, leaving aside so many Premier League and age group county players. What's the modus operandi that helps to produce these players?
It's very simple. Obviously, they have to have some basic skills, and what we do is instill the fundamentals, lots of volume, and after that give them opportunity of playing matches in different conditions against different opposition, and to be honest, to throw them in the deep end of the sea, so as to say, and see if they can sink or swim.
You talk a lot about cricket values. What do you mean by this?
My cricket values are very, very strong and built on people or the greats we saw when we were growing up. So, for example, the Gavaskars, the Viv Richards, the Kapil Devs, the Bothams, and so they were all built on certain fundamentals and certain work ethics, and they are almost like instilled in me. And if anyone comes in and tries to alter that, and that is going to be a problem, because those guys have set the bar. They have done it, been there, done it, showed what it needs to be done to get there, and we just need to follow that path. There are no shortcuts to it, and my values are literally based on this. So just think of people like Botham and Kapil Dev, or say Wasim Akram. What did they do? They bowled. Nowadays, if someone comes and tells me that I don't bowl, I just bowl 18 balls, that is not going to go down with me. Because there are people who have reached the top of the tree, doing it in a certain way. You are nowhere near the top of the tree. You get injured every second game, and you're saying you're not going to bowl. So if you don't bowl, right, how's your bowling muscles going to develop? You can go to the gym as much as you can get a Baywatch body, but your bowling muscles are never going to get strong. So this is one example of values. Secondly, if you want to become a batsman, you need certain fundamentals, by which, if you see the current greats in the world, they are all able to play proper 3 formats. What I personally don't agree is making a young player a white ball, one trick pony right from the start. Let that player grow so that he can play 3 formats, and then it is up to him or her to make the choice. At 35, if someone says that my body is not giving and I want to play one format, and which is the shortest format, that's fine. But to make someone or get someone's brains in a way that at 12 he's only thinking or she's only thinking white ball cricket, and they have got no fundamentals other than just trying to whack the ball out of the park, I don't think it's right. If you go back again, as coming to my values, look at the guys like Viv Richards. Viv Richards was a completely destroyer of bowling, and that too red ball, which does a lot. But he had really strong fundamentals. If you see someone in the modern game like quite recently, Matthew Hayden, very strong fundamentals, could play all formats. Chris Gale, all formats. Right, Virat Kohli playing all formats. So that is what I'm all about, that someone has to be able to play for all formats and then make the choice that whether I want to play it or not. But just typecasting someone or just promoting a young boy or girl, the only thing they can do is a 10 ball 20, I don't buy into that.
People have a perception that you're against the shortest formats, or is it something else?
I'm not against the shortest format, but to play the shortest format, you have to have certain fundamentals nailed on. If you can't hit a ball down to mid-off and I'm trying to teach you the Dil scoop at academy level, I'm doing something wrong. It's on the same lines of if someone is learning how to drive a car, he doesn't go, or the BSM man doesn't take him or her on the motorway straight away. So they need to learn how to control the car in the 20-30 mile zone and then have lots of practice, get the volume done, and then only after quite a period of time driving, getting the driving experience, are they allowed to go on the motorway. It's the same concept. There are no shortcuts to playing cricket. And if you see, why are there so many one-trick ponies now who can play T5, T10, T1, T-toss, T20, but can't play the moment the ball is moving or the ball is spinning? It's almost like, oh, the ball is not allowed to. The bowler is allowed to swing the ball. The bowler is allowed to turn the ball. They can only play constrained cricket where the ball is not going to do anything. There's fielding restriction, and they can just, on a flat wicket with absolutely brilliant bats, they can just mow it. No, I don't agree with that. But someone has got decent fundamentals, and if he's ready, why will he not play all formats? He'll definitely play all formats, especially when the money is in the shorter format.
And just finally, what is First Class Cricket Academy's mantra?
Fundamentals, basics, lots of volume, and then lots of matches in different conditions, especially matches against better players, so that you understand as a player where you are and where you need to be. There is no point in playing cricket which is below your standard all the time, because then you become a big fish in a small pond. So you want to be tested all the time if you want to get further as a cricketer. And yes, there are times you need to play cricket at a lower level, just when you're going through a bit of maybe slump in form or your confidence is not at its greatest. But more often than not, you need to be playing and practicing against people who are better than you to get better.
Raj, thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot.